Shalom Akim. First, foremost, give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rachak, double honors under the elders of Paul's Great Millstone, the elders Great Millstone, and of course, peace and blessings under the hopeful elect, the sincere servants of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, serving Meshut and sincerity. Yes, on the brother Chayaba from Z-Man's Plaintables camp, come back with another lesson to his spirit. So this lesson be based off of Joel, chapter 3 and 9. We know all throughout the current events, we see Babylon, especially, saying how there's going to Babylon being America. When the scriptures go into Babylon and grace, speaking about America, also many other scriptures within the Old Testament going into Babylon, referring onto America and not the ancient Babylonian Empire. So even though they mention negotiations, the scriptures still say how the nations are preparing for war. Let's go ahead and read it. It says, Joel chapter 3 and 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So war is being prepared. It says, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So it said, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. So the Gentiles are addressing these other nations. Prepare war. So this isn't a thing that's going to happen at the very, very end when the nuclear war is about to pop off. No, this is a thing that's actively happening right now as we speak. Yahushua spoke about wars and rumors of wars. So during this period, which we are in the times of wars, rumors of wars, Yahushua going into the end times after the disciples asked him of what the end days would look like. Yahushua said wars and rumors of wars. So during this time period of wars, rumors of wars, war will be prepared. So we're in that state where war is being prepared. It says, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. So the mighty men, the men of war, are being drawn, which are the militaries. Be your plowshares and the swords and the pruning hooks and the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So these nations that were once known as weak are now continually developing military strength and becoming more defiant against Babylon and Great, against America. So these nations that didn't have, such as Iran, we know Russia, USSR fell decades ago. China, so you go back decades ago, these nations were known for their military capabilities. But now they're being made known for it. Why? Because they're increasingly developing their nuclear and military capabilities. So that's weak saying, I'm strong. Let's go ahead and get this article. It says, Iran brutally shuts down claims of negotiations with Washington. It says Iran has rejected Washington's claims of ongoing negotiations with Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail, and it says Bagay, stating that the only talks occurring are with Oman over joint management of the Strait of Hormuz. It says Bagay warned that the U.S. and Israel are stuck in an unwinnable quagmire after 5 months of conflict. So it says, at present, we are not engaged in any negotiations with the United States, says Bagay said. Mediators may convey messages to us from the American side regarding ongoing developments, but there are no direct talks. But when you look at Trump's side, especially recently, what has Trump been saying? Oh, I believe the war is over. I mean, you can get these articles, but this dude literally said, oh, I believe the war is over. Yeah, we're making peace. And, oh, yeah, ceasefires are being introduced. Yeah, which they did have a ceasefire back in June. But as expected, it completely broke. So the point isn't what side wins over the negotiations. What the point is on the other side military threats, war preparation for further conflict is still occurring. So what? This matches prepare war. It says Isaiah 48:22. There is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. So there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. So no matter what happens on earth, as long as the wicked is in rulership and in power, there's never going to be peace. Getting that word for peace within the Hebrew word is shalom. Shalom, which is completeness, soundness, welfare. Yeah, soundness, welfare, prosperity, quiet, tranquility, friendship. So there's not going to be any friendship or welfare or soundness. It also says safety. So there's not going to be any of that. Scriptures say peace and safety is then sudden destruction. The point is that there's not going to be any peace. And this proves that there won't be any peace. So we're not shaken when Trump says, oh, ceasefire. Because we know, according to scripture, that there aren't going to be any ceasefires. Which, well, if it does happen, it's only going to be for a very, very short time. Because we are in the times of wars and rumors of wars. Until what? That nuclear war pops off, which we're waiting for. Which is the climax of World War III. That's what we're waiting for. The point is that things won't stop until that nuclear war happens. Even if things look like they stop for a short amount of time. The point is that it won't stop. It says Habakkuk chapter 2:5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man. Proud man is going into Esau, Edom. Because he transgresseth by wine. Wine meaning his philosophies, his ways of living. The ways that he runs his society, the ways that he controls the people, the ways that he runs the earth, and how it's completely killing the earth. I mean, the air's polluted, the water's polluted, the food is polluted, the people are polluted with all the abominations and doctrines that are pushed upon them. These other nations follow suit. He's transgressed by wine. So the scriptures say how they have drunken of that wine. So making deals with America, doing certain things, and becoming rich off America and being followed by it. Because these nations have American philosophies and ideologies and ways of living from America that's not polluting their nations. You go into the alphabet lifestyle, it's heavily among that. These different, the way that America runs its society in a very oppressive manner, these other nations do the same thing as well. Treating the people as cattle, making money off of destroying the health of people so that their pharmaceutical companies make money, adding in these fast food restaurants into their countries and destructive ingredients into the foods. It's a cycle that they put the people in. So they're constantly making money. Oh, they get sick. Now they got to get so-called treatment from the government. So, these nations have drunken of that wine. It says, verse 5 again, yeah, also because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man. So Esau's a proud man that transgressed by wine, his many philosophies and his ways of living. It says, now they keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as sell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So now they keepeth at home, he's always amongst these other nations doing some wickedness. He has his bases, his military bases, scattered amongst these nations. I mean, one of the things is that Iran is attacking these different military bases that the U.S. has scattered amongst its nation. It says, who enlargeth his desire as hell and as death, and cannot be satisfied. So everywhere Esau goes, he brings death with him. Because the ways of Esau are death. It cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. So he can't be satisfied. He always needs more. And he always wants more control over everything, to pollute it with his wickedness. It says, but gathereth on him all nations, and heapeth on him all people. Verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay? Thick clay, Hebrew word is ibatiat, meaning, what? It says weight of pledges, heavy debts. We know America is the number one nation with debt. They have the most debt out of all nations. It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Yeah, because they're constantly stealing, taking what doesn't belong to them, gathering up the resources from these other nations and taking it from them. It says, unto him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Yeah, constantly loading up debt by borrowing, by making certain deals and not paying back on it. Habakkuk 2:7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land of the city, and of all that dwell therein. So these nations are going to ride up suddenly, and awake thou shalt vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because this place will be spoiled. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. So all the blood that Babylon has shed, and what blood will continue to be shed until that nuclear war. So the remnant of what this place has shed, the remnant of these nations, they're going to spoil Babylon the Great. It says, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. The point is that this place will be spoiled, Babylon the Great, by these other nations for its transgressions. So that's the point. So I believe that's the point. Lord, your brothers out there edified. Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakarash, Bakathum. Shalom.